Welcome back, Flare community. I hope you're all well and having an incredible start to the week. Happy Monday. You guys know what time it is. It's time to check in on the weekly news, what's been happening on the Songbird and the Flare network. But before we do, let's just say a quick hi to everyone in the chat. We've got Anna, Tasmanian, Death Ranger, Doc Bob D, Professor in the house. We've also got Draco in the house. Tasmanian and Terra. Be sure to check your DMs, Terra, because I did just send you one a minute ago. We've got Ogboa and finally AA Best. Yep, we're going to jump straight into the news. You guys know how we start, and we're going to start here today. In fact, let's do it in the normal order. Here is Flare Metrics. It's a metric site where you can check the reward rate for the various signal providers on the Flare network. And if we look for the top provider this week, it is FTSO Plus in second place. A very, I guess, commonly seen signal provider. We've got Flare Ocean. In third place, we have Evolve FTSO. In fourth place, we have Flare.space. And in fifth place, Alpha Oracle. All right, I guess we're going to move over to the NFTs quickly before we jump into the news. First place is the Loyalists collection, and that's by Enosis, which was formerly known as FLR Finance. In second place, we have S-Toads. In third place, Songbird City. Fourth place, the Fat Cats. And in fifth place, Luxury Lofts. The reason why this one is topping the charts is because someone actually recently bought one of the, I think it's the necklaces, right? I think it's somewhere like this. Let's maybe we see if we can check on the activity. There we go, activity, my bad. Roll down a little bit. Let's see what people have been buying, because you don't normally see them in the top of the charts. There we go, it's this purchase right here. Wow, quite a lot. Oh, actually, maybe someone's been scooping up the DeLoreans. There we go. The rhodium necklace. It's actually pretty cheap, right? 15.8k SGB. A lot of people have been scooping up some of these as well. So, yeah. Oh, no, there we go. That's what it was. Someone got one there for $500,000, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. Anyways, we move on. If you didn't actually catch any of this earlier today, it was a very interesting spaces hosted by the Expectacular team, or Expector team, and they call it the Expectacular Show. Hugo was there. Bearable Bull and Bannock, and of course DS as well, who's running the show. And I even managed to get a question in addition to Death Ranger as well, which was pretty fun. Great to see Hugo talking about the Flare network as always. And yeah, it looks like the Expector team are integrating some of the useful protocols. So of course we're going to be keeping an eye on them. And they also are running a signal provider, if you did not know already. Yes, so this is just a gentle reminder. Staking is coming very soon. Let me just blow this up for you guys. Okay. The community will be able to make staking transactions on the P chain using a user interface, I guess like a website, that is currently in development and will be available once staking is open to the public in October. Obviously, we're approaching the end of September now, so it looks like it's just around the corner. Now, don't get too beat up about this P chain, the C chain, and the X chain. Don't worry about it. I'm going to sort of elaborate on this and what it means for you guys moving forward, but it's probably going to be something that you don't even really notice that much, okay? Because there's going to be a mirroring service where your balances are sort of mirrored on each chain, sort of thing, as far as I understand. But just that's something just to let you know that staking is coming. So I hope you're hungry. Yes, 2 years since the very first Epoch rewards landed, 88 million transactions, as you just saw there. Almost 500,000 wallets, which is pretty interesting, and 130 plus projects, as can be seen on Flare Builders. Yeah, so what I wanted to say with this one is, as you can see here, this means that SGB inflation drops to 5% starting today, and this was actually posted on the 22nd of September, so 3 days ago. And what does this mean for you? Well, it means that the inflation has been reduced, and that means that the delegation rewards are going to reduce. Move over here. This is something that I think is important to, yes, bring to people's attention, because with a reduction in rewards, it means obviously less inflation. But a lot of people actually complain about how high the inflation is on Songbird and Fleur. Now, with the reduction in with inflation comes a reduction in the rewards, right? So you can't have it both ways. You can't have low inflation but high rewards. They sort of they aren't compatible with each other, right? So that's something to take note of. Inflation has reduced, which is a good thing, and the rewards have been reduced, which maybe on the face of it doesn't seem like such a good thing, but a long-term growth of the network, it actually is. And the inflation on both of these networks actually trend towards zero. So 5% now is the maximum that you're ever going to see the Songbird inflation rewards. It's going to trend towards zero over time. Now, the Flare network, I believe, is in this sort of phase here where it's on 7%, and it's actually going to reduce to 5% next year. So yeah, just something to bring to your attention if you didn't already know, and if you feel a little bit surprised why your Songbird rewards have decreased, that's why. A reduction in sell pressure and a reduction in rewards, reduction in inflation. Now, the perfect storm is brewing. Decreased inflation plus increased demand equals question mark, question mark, question mark. Well, the increased demand is obviously still to come, and I think this is really going to sort of explode when we see these novel protocols that have been built by the Flare team, Flare Labs, being utilized via developers and different applications launching on the network. I think it was Death Ranger that actually asked this in the spaces that I mentioned earlier about the F asset system, and if the Flare team, Flare Labs, are actively developing the system or the user interface, the website that people are going to interact with. And of course, Hugo confirmed, the F asset repository, the code base is publicly available, so anyone could build such a function or such a website. But the Flare team are also building something right now, okay? So things are going on in the background, just let that be noted. And I think with the Flare network, we've still got the best to come. Now, Hugo within that spaces was talking about how he believes that the main thing that Flare is really focusing on is the ability to distribute decentralized data at scale. And we already have the FTSO system, which has proven to be one of the most decentralized oracles in the space. And it's sort of just going to be complemented by all of these other protocols, such as the F asset protocol, Layer Cake, and the state connector. It's going to open up the world of possibilities. I think we're really at the start of before we see things really kicking off, and I guess that's something to look forward to, right? There's a great website if you haven't seen it before. It's Flare Builders, and you can find it at flare.builders. Basically, goes over a lot of the different projects that are building on Flare and Songbird. Actually, sort of see the little symbol there. That's a Songbird symbol. That's a Flare symbol. That's a Songbird and a Flare symbol. You've got all the different categories here, and this is just a really great way that you can see what's going on. It's almost like a collection of everyone that's building, and this is actively maintained by the FTSO AU team. So great stuff here. If you got to check it out, I'd highly recommend doing so, just to sort of see how much activity is going on the network, because a lot of people just think it's a few signal providers, a few DeFi platforms, and a few NFT projects, but it's a lot more than that. So feel free to check that out. Moving along, this one cracks me up. Yeah, we run our own FTS. Oh, no, I don't think so. There is only one FTSO. There is only one Flare Time Series Oracle. There's the Flare Time Series Oracle on the Flare network, and there's Flare Time Series Oracle on the Songbird network, or some people like to call it the Songbird Time Series Oracle. Basically, are the same code base. They do the same things. They take data, ingest data from numerous data providers, and the clue's in the name there. Data providers provide the data to the FTSO. If someone's saying that they run an FTSO, please do try and make a conscious effort to correct them, because I think it's important to get this terminology right. We are still at the infancy of this network, I believe, and we want to get people on the right foot from the beginning, right? People don't run an FTSO, they run a signal provider or a data provider. They provide signals or data to the time series Oracle. Perfect. Moving along here, I'm not sure if everyone caught this. There's a lot of Lucky Claw holders out there, and I recently made an update to allow people that hold a Lucky Claw NFT to basically claim their community coin based on the NFTs that they hold. So if you are a holder, please go to the flarecommunity.com website. You can come down here to the bottom right and click on claim. You click on the Lucky Claw claim here, and basically all you have to do is enter a token ID, and that's the token ID of the asset that you hold. Click on Connect Wallet, and it will show you exactly how much you have to claim. And this updates every single block, so you can just basically claim it, then wait a little bit longer and claim some more. The rewards don't expire, so yeah, it is what it is, but you can only claim, obviously, for the NFTs that you hold in the wallet that you have connected. So yeah, that's pretty much it for those that didn't know. And what can you do with your FCC? Well, you can purchase NFTs, you can play the game, which is actually very popular, and of course you can buy the poker tournament tickets, and we do have an upcoming tournament ticket coming up in the future, or an upcoming tournament, should I say, for anyone that's holding a poker club ticket on the Songbird network. But before we jump into that, this is, I guess, the most active news that we've had. The DFLR airdrop can now be exchanged for HLN. That's the Helion asset, and it's one of the 2 governance tokens from Enosis. So it's pretty simple on how you do it. You basically just have to go to the claim website. It's a little something like this, and you basically see your DFLR balance. You connect to the Flow network and click on claim. That's pretty much it. So if you do have DFLR, or you was holding XFi on the Songbird network, please check your wallet, and you do have up to 30 days to claim. I think there's only 24 days left, so I'd rather you do it sooner or later. You don't want to leave this till last minute. You can definitely sort of prioritize that next week if you do want to get some of this token, the Helion token, into XFi on the Songbird network. Enosis actually opened up their first pool with Helion, and they paired it with FLR. That's been open now, and people have been providing liquidity, but the trading has not yet to start. I'm expecting it to start sometime soon. Of course, I don't know, as no one else does. They sort of announce it retroactively, so we'll know once the farms have opened. I guess once the trading has opened, but I think it's going to be very volatile. So unless you know what you're doing, please be very cautious. You don't want to be selling at the bottom. You don't want to be buying at the very top. Just have your wits about you if you are planning to try and be sort of there participating in the first couple of minutes, because it's going to be very volatile and you can potentially get burnt if you don't know what. This is sort of talking about the ongoing airdrop. So if you are a holder of Helion, HLN, you actually get to participate in 11 subsequent airdrops. That's 1 each month. And I did some calculations here, and I believe that this may be off. I think the eligible Helion airdrop is actually 9 million, because there was some Helion that was sort of allocated to people that were providing collateral in the loan system, and some for that was initial DFLR distribution for those who participated in initial beta phase of FLR Finance, as it was called back then. So still, it's not going to be that far off here, but you can expect somewhere close to around 0.25 for each Helion that you hold. So just something to note there. And this is actually going to likely decrease over time as more Helion is introduced into circulation. So something to bear in mind there. And yeah, we continue moving here. Yes, this is, I guess, just a gentle reminder, right? You know, with all this airdrop from Enosis and all that stuff, people unfortunately are looking to steal your assets, and they're very opportunistic. So when an airdrop is coming, a lot of people like to create, or bad actors like to create impersonators based on the entities that are doing the airdrop. I've seen it, unfortunately, too many times where people are talking to someone and it says, you know, XYZ and then official at the end. But just because it says official in their name, it doesn't mean that they're official, because anyone can change their name and put an official, piece of text right there. It doesn't mean that they're official. Here's some good practices. If you have any issues, make sure that they're publicly known and discuss them in the open, because you know, a lot of people that are trying to scam you, they'll ask you to come into the DMs. Yes, I'll send you a message, because they don't want anyone to see what they're saying to you. It's likely if you're interacting with a legitimate source, they'll try and resolve the problem in a public domain so that you can get the help that you need, and also anyone else that may be experiencing the same problem can also see the resolution, right? No reason to do this behind closed doors unless you're being targeted. I'd highly recommend, following these official accounts. You should know them by now, and if you're not sure, feel free to reach out to me, and I can point you in the direction of the Discord or the Twitter accounts or the X accounts, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, stay up to date with official sources only, and don't, especially the support people, don't interact with them, because you're likely walking into a trap. But here is the most important thing. Keep your private keys private and keep your secret phrase a secret. The clue is in the name, so please stay safe. This is for anyone that may be in the UK and interested in a hackathon, which is basically just developing applications sort of surrounding the Flare network. They're a gold sponsor. It's happening in London on October the 27th to the 29th. Lots of money's up for grabs for the bounties, and yeah, I thought I'd just point that out for anyone that is living in the UK. So yeah. Finally, anyone that is holding a Flare Community Poker Club NFT, we do have the tournament happening this Thursday when we normally do the stream. If you don't have the role already, please NFT verification channel, get automatically assigned this role, and we're going to sort of host the competition. 50,000 SGB for grabs. And that's pretty much the news for this week. If you are a member of the Patreon family, come down over here to the bottom. We've got the Patreon call, which happens every single week. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm interested to hear what people are thinking about Enosis and sort of talk a little bit of strategy. But that is pretty much it. So I guess I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Do have yourself an incredible week as always. Remember to be very cautious of that liquidity if you're trying to trade Gnosis pools straight off the bat. And yeah, until next time, I'm out.
We have liftoff.